Daniel had never considered himself a dog person. He liked animals, but he had never owned one. His life was simple: work, home, dinner, sleep, repeat. But that night, something about the dog made it impossible for him to close the door. "Come inside," Daniel whispered. The dog didn't move. Daniel stepped backward. "It's okay. You're safe." The dog finally entered. He immediately collapsed onto the floor. Daniel's heart sank. Oh no. He grabbed an old blanket and gently placed it around the dog's body. Then he brought him a bowl of water. The dog drank desperately. Daniel gave him some food. The dog ate slowly at first, then faster. Daniel realized the poor animal must have been starving. "Easy, buddy." The dog stopped eating and looked up at him. Daniel smiled. "I guess you need a name." He thought for a moment. "Buck." The dog tilted his head. "Yeah, Buck." For the first time that night, Buck wagged his tail. The next morning, Daniel took Buck to a veterinarian. The vet examined him carefully. Buck was severely underweight. He had several old scars. His paw had been injured, and there was a faded collar around his neck. But there was no identification tag. The veterinarian looked at Daniel. "This dog has been through a lot. Do you think someone abandoned him?" The vet sighed. "Probably." Daniel looked at Buck. Buck was lying quietly on the examination table. His eyes followed Daniel everywhere. "Can you help him?" "With proper care, yes." Daniel nodded. "Then let's do whatever he needs." Over the next few days, Daniel bought Buck food, medicine, a comfortable bed, and a new collar. But Buck remained nervous. Whenever Daniel raised his voice, even accidentally, Buck would immediately lower himself to the ground. Whenever Daniel moved too quickly, Buck would hide. And every night, Buck slept beside the front door. Daniel didn't understand why, until one evening, he noticed something. Buck wasn't sleeping. He was watching the door, waiting, as though he still believed someone might return for him. Weeks passed. Buck became healthier. His ribs were no longer visible. His fur began to shine. His injured paw healed, and slowly, his personality began to emerge. He loved chasing a tennis ball. He loved sitting beside Daniel while he worked. And every morning, he followed Daniel to the front door. But there was something strange. Buck never wanted Daniel to leave. Whenever Daniel picked up his keys, Buck would stand directly in front of the door. "Buck, I'll be back." Buck would stare at him. "I'm not leaving you." Still, Buck looked afraid. One morning, Daniel was late for work. He opened the door quickly. Buck tried to follow him. "Stay." Buck stopped. Daniel drove away. When he returned that evening, Buck was sitting on the porch, waiting. Daniel stepped out of his car. "Buck." The dog's tail began wagging. He ran toward Daniel. Daniel dropped his bag and knelt down. Buck jumped into his arms. And for the first time, Daniel realized something. Buck wasn't afraid of being alone. He was afraid of being abandoned again. One Saturday morning, Daniel opened the backyard gate. Buck ran outside. He chased birds. He rolled in the grass. He played with his ball. Everything seemed perfect, until Daniel looked away for only a few seconds. When he turned back, Buck was gone. Buck? Nothing. Daniel searched the yard, then the street, then the nearby fields. Buck. Hours passed. Daniel drove around town. He showed people Buck's photograph. He called shelters. He posted notices online, but there was no sign of him. That night, Daniel sat alone on his porch. The same porch where Buck had first appeared. Daniel stared at the empty road. "I should have known," he whispered. He blamed himself. Maybe Buck had gone looking for his old owner. Maybe he had decided Daniel wasn't enough. Maybe he had simply disappeared the way he had arrived. Daniel went inside, but he couldn't sleep. 3 days passed. On the third night, Daniel heard something. Scratch. He sat up. Scratch, scratch. He ran to the front door. His hands shook as he opened it. And there he was. Buck. Dirty, tired, hungry, but alive. Daniel dropped to his knees. Buck. Buck ran straight into his arms. Daniel hugged him tightly. "You scared me." Buck licked his face. Daniel laughed through tears. "Where did you go?" Buck couldn't answer, but something was attached to his collar. A small piece of red cloth. Daniel pulled it free. There was handwriting on it. Just 3 words. "Please help him." Daniel stared at the message. His heart began pounding. Who had written it? And why had Buck returned to him? Question. What's Buck's biggest fear? Did Daniel like animals? Write the answer in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment and share. Bye. See you next time.